If there's one thing we have learned in Haikyuu, it's really to never give up. Even when falling down on your face, just pick yourself up once more, carry on, and, well, blame the short orange-haired kid. But if Season 1 was the introduction to volleyball, the team getting everyone ready, working together, seeing what their strengths and weaknesses were, and tasting the horrible, well, bitterness of defeat, Season 2 should pick up from that. And get some more dumb faces in there. Oh, yes. I had almost forgotten that the trauma that was imparted in them at the end of the last episode by talking about exams and studying and not being able to go on to the future tournaments or anything. No volleyball with no good grades. And of course, just run away from your issues if you can't face them. He's dead. I see the different people's various ways of dealing with their issues. There should be a limit to how much you forego your education. He's a volleyball coach. He can't really help in any other type of aspects. I'm not sure why you're running straight to him. This is your future if you don't study. Single-digit test numbers? Huh? How is that even possible? The fact they have fallen so far into despair already just from hearing about tests. He might need some CPR though. Are they going to mix up the training regime so it's half volleyball, half studying? You know, kind of like chess boxing. A few minutes of spiking practice there, and then we've got some Japanese literature for you. We've the stakes really being put out there already, telling them that more effort is going to need to be put in. There's a lot to be, a lot at stake here. There's more going on outside the world of volleyball, even if we don't see it. This is, at its core, still a high school anime, after all. Yeah. And I think seeing a bit of an expansion on all of them there, each kind of group, the coach and his life, the manager, any new characters. I think it's quite needed. That's the very very limited, the beginning stage of it all. Don't just be a complete joke. But by the skin of their teeth. Slave driver. Are you coming up with some big plans, some untold way of how to actually do better in academics? He doesn't seem the type. Say Britannica. Asking for help. That's what they're going with. No. He's got better things to do with his time. Good thing we have the mediator there. If you really want the help, get down on your knees, beg for it. Excuse me? Think I heard something. Bit louder. That. I think the neighborhood couldn't get disturbed even more. She's still handing out the flyers, reaching out for possible people. That's the least he could do. Especially looking after the characters we have in the club. So they're going to have to find replacements, as it were. Keep it at least in equal parts. All he has to do is get a passing grade. Okay. Okay. It's good to... What was he visualizing? Why is he getting physically hurt from it? Ah, I see. Actually, read the question carefully. One of the big pitfalls that I had. Oh no. Oh, is he struggling with English vocab? That's his big pitfall. The fact that he can memorize that easily and yet can't remember the word for door. Then he has... There we go. He was trapping him in that. I mean, yeah, just take this as some sort of battle, and I'm sure their efforts and scores will go through the roof. That's a wall of text that I am not going to read. Even pretend to. Contradictory feelings, okay. Rather than imparting his own little bit of advice. Congratulations for... we've got we've got that kind of outgoing adventurous type. And a college girl sharing the same sort of attitude as Tanaka. Oh no. I see their families quite alike. Yeah, has to be expected. Look at him standing there. Ah. She gets real fired up, just like he does over volleyball. They're text friends. That's the idea. He's busy. Goddamn annoying kids when things are meant to be important. His future's at stake here. They're actually trying. How could they be doing this so earnestly? It's going well. As he isn't going to leave the same kind of effect or atmosphere as the previous manager, but that's her reason for paying attention this long. Sorry, what were you talking about? There we go. That's how you get roped in to be part of the club. You don't actually listen to what's going on. You get distracted. They're so loud. Might not be around for too long, though. I see. Don't terrify the poor girl. Huh? I'm sure she's going to get on splendidly. This is just a trial period, remember. She might need to get used to some of the people here, and the others might be a little intense. So just in case, you reach out that hand now first. Thinking so hard about the good of the team. I think her imagination might be getting away from her. Did you lose something? Glasses, contact lenses? A delinquent. Run. She's going to be an interesting one. during business hours. What a prick. To be fair, he has no real obligation to help them out, but for the good of the team, maybe it would be a good idea. Let's go bug her. She was already terrified of having to go to the volleyball club before, now being called out while trying to eat. We're intruding. Well, it would, after being introduced to all of them at the same time, I don't think you... She's one of those... Her future is so bleak! Good answer. He won't be able to go to the Tokyo Games. But he's a bit intense. I mean, you say that, but... Oh no. It would be interesting to if she ends up being a harder on than him. I see. My textbooks during high school were atrocious, might be the right word. Slight bit of praise, that's all that is required, apparently. Yeah, he needs to keep active, doing stuff, have a ball in his hand, have something to do. Yeah, having that kind of drive for anything would be nice. He's getting distracted from... He's getting spiky hair in position. I think they're getting distracted from studying. And the fact that you're... How is Hinata involved? He's a shrimp. You've really stepped in it now. How are you going to apologise? Might have come to the right school then. Finally, getting back into the reason you're there. Making up for his deficiencies. That's going to be some words that he's really going to pluck out immediately. The entire reason that they got into volleyball in the first place, wasn't that who he saw on the TV out on the street? That poor girl. Exhausting, isn't it? But after that second interaction, how's she feeling about returning to the volleyball club? They're not so scary now, right? Well. Double digits! Well, more that he doesn't have any kind of inhibitions, so he just goes up and says what he thinks. That's kind of nice in itself. Why are you here? Someone must have hired him to eliminate the competition. I feel like this is going to be a common occurrence. Stray. Oh, nice save! Both in avoiding hospital bills, but also keeping the ball in play. Yeah, just boop. How is this possible? Actually, interacting. And they're aiming to return to that state. All they have to do is forever aim onwards. Is she struggling to actually find her place? And this is where it's through happenstance it seems to pick her up. And use that feeling to go to even better heights. And not only misjudging people based on their height, their stature, their ear piercings, hair colour. How is the intensity and emotions of all of the team going to be picked up? And seeing them actually try their hardest, and the teachers speak on their attempts, the fact that they seem different in class now. It's good that we got that little bit of interaction. They're taking this seriously. But well, who would have thought that, someone joining the club as a manager, not through want or the love of the sport or the people. No, it's the people. Not actually interested in volleyball, don't actually know any of the positions, teams, terrified of the actual players because they're so big. It's only because of the current manager that you're there. To be fair, what better reason? It's like she's almost been press ganged into being the manager just by, instead of being drunk and tossed aboard a ship, she was awestruck at the beauty on display. But to see Hinata get a 21. Not just double digits, but actually it would be more than double his highest score before. He really has learned a lot from the tiny little study sessions that they've had so far. If only that could carry on further. Of course, when people find a topic or subject that they really care for, their attention span, memorization, etc. is going to get significantly higher. Being able to work out the different hand gestures and everything, yeah, sure, instantly, done in a day. The way my memory works is kind of the same, I retain information on really stupid random stuff that really has no relevance or bearing on anything in life ever. Don't think I've ever used it in any sense of the word, but anything actual useful? Nope. A complete fountain of useless knowledge. Actually, it seems like I'd fit in quite well with the volleyball team then. That's terrifying to say. And when it comes to the likes of the other teams out there, I'm guessing some of them are experiencing the same kind of trouble. Some of their players are a little behind. But with the spring tournament, are we going to see a shake-up of the teams where some of them have new members come in because the third years can't play? The third years in the Crisano team, they'll be on the court. Of course they will. But everyone else, might bring in some wild cards. And it's good to think that in the future things are looking okay. At least they've got a temporary manager in place. Should anything come to worse and they don't get any interest upon the new year. And since Kageyama and Hinata have kind of ingratiated themselves to such a degree, I see you have your own lunch and your own life, but I'm going to bother you for a while. Can you teach me some basic studying techniques? To be fair, it was in their best interest, and it helped her kind of understand the team, the players. They aren't terrifying, apart from maybe the coach. He's out to get her. I just hope she's not looking out behind her shoulder every second of the day for any suspected fans of the manager who might think she's getting a little close. Who knows? We mock her incessantly, but she'll be right. They're out there. But there was exactly what I wanted in this. Fun conversations between the teammates. Some interesting faces being pulled. Their love of volleyball not hindered in the slightest, but overall, maybe some toughness on the horizon. They're doing better in their tests, just is it good enough? We'll have to find out. Hopefully you'll be there as well. So if you liked this, let me know. If you want to leave a like on the video, comment down below, maybe even subscribe to the channel. It really helps me go even further. And your support, I'm shocked by the amount of people that actually seem to be enjoying themselves. So overall, make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest. Study if you need to. See you in the next one. My patrons are the voices in the shadows that cause me to come over into a cold sweat, just in case I upset them, and thereby fear for my life. Fortunately, watching anime is slightly less dangerous than playing volleyball, so I guess I can really relax. And currently, I need to thank Electrican, Tanoku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Ginterman, Jennifer Rojas, Dark Shadow 7899, Jeremiah Tima, Finesse Kid, Mega42, and everyone else. I'm sure I'll get used to all of you eventually, just don't expect too much.